Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Phoebe and this is Phoebe Ray Day to Day. I am an actress here in Los Angeles, California, and I do content surrounding my life as an actor here out in LA, but also giving tips and tricks about if you are wanting to break into the industry as an actor or just wanting to see a little bit more about our industry. That's everything from film and television to theater and everything in between, but also lifestyle vlogs because I like to watch those, and so why not create the content that I like to watch. If you are not new, welcome back. I love that for me because this is my current personality right now, but also this is my current personality right now because Wicked comes out in less than a week and I am not doing well. I have early release tickets, and yes, I am flying home a week before Thanksgiving, a week early, so that I can go see the movie early with my mom. Yes, I am. I am not well. I know that I have a problem. I fully accept that I have a problem. I'm okay with this. Also, what I went through to get this Spirit jersey, I'm an unwell human. It's all good. That is not what we are here to talk about today. Today we are here to talk about learning your lines. It is something that I know a lot of people struggle with, myself included, and I've been doing this practically my whole life. So I figured I would come on, make a video with some of my own tips and tricks for memorizing your script. My first trick for memorizing your scripts would be to do a little script analysis. This may be the theater girly in me. I have 2 degrees in acting and in theater and film, and I grew up doing theater, so script analysis is literally ingrained in my brain. But it does actually help for memorization. Breaking down beats, breaking down subtext, just in general, learning the order of the script helps my brain to process what I'm saying, right? It helps everything on the paper make sense. And so then I'm more easily able to memorize it. Sort of like how I was in school. I hated my history classes in school, but I love learning about history. I do really well at museums or plays or like different things like that where I'm actively visualizing and breaking down what I'm learning instead of staring at words and dates on a piece of paper. So my first trick would be break down your script, do a little bit of script analysis, and that might help give meaning to what you're actually trying to memorize. My second tip would be find someone to run your lines with you, either your scene partner if they are available or another acting friend who has some spare time. Running your lines with someone else mostly helps me because I can read the other person's lines, but it's me reading it and then I'm concentrating on everything but memorizing my lines. Also, when you're reading with somebody else, they may have different inflection, they may have, a different reaction than you may be thinking in your head. And it does help to, one, get you out of just memorizing. It does help you to actually react to what's happening. So I would say finding a scene partner and it doesn't have to necessarily be your exact scene partner, although that does help, is very, very helpful. I will caveat this, and I'm gonna throw one of my friends under the bus, but it's okay. We laugh about it, joke about it all the time. I would find another actor. I tried running lines with one of my best friends once, Kayla, I love you dearly. Was not helpful. She, bless her angel heart, really did stick it out with me and run lines with me, but to her it was fun and joyful, and for me it was fun and joyful. but it was a job thing that I had to do. And we inevitably ended up just in a fit of giggles because she was doing it in voices. She was, you know, I think she was playing I think the character that she was reading for me to play off of was a male. So then she was doing male voices, where you really don't need to do that to memorize. You really just need to repeatedly go over it and try and live truthfully off of your scene partner. So Kayla, I love you. And I thank you forever for reading with me. But my actors out there, maybe get another actor to help you. My final sort of tip is to repeat. Repetition, repetition, repetition. It's maybe not the greatest of the three. And I say this because when you're just doing repetition, you start to get stuck in how you memorize those lines. And I have noticed a lot of actors have a hard time breaking out of how they memorize those lines. And it's because they've repeated it so many times in their head that it gets stuck that way. And then they know the lines, but they only know them with that inflection, right? So repetition is not normally the first go-to, or well, let me back it up. It is not the first piece of advice I would give to a newer actor. I do repetition all the time. In fact, not only do I use repetition, I use repetition with an app, and I will actually run through and show you how to use that app. But like I said, I have been doing this for a lot of years. Repetition helps my brain. It gets the words in my brain, and once the words are in my brain, I can, like that, switch up how I'm saying it. But I also think it has a lot to do with, I do still fully break down my scripts. So I can switch my inflection, I can switch my reaction to my scene partner, because I know the given circumstances before I'm coming in. I have set up my entire world around me. And so I am living in the moment of the script rather than I got these lines, I now know these lines, and I know these lines this way. I know when I break down my subtext and when I know why I'm saying something to whoever I'm talking to, when I know the relationship to who I'm talking to, that alone helps me break out of kind of the monotonous, robotic way of saying lines that can get in the way when the only way that you're memorizing those lines is through repetition, if that made sense. And I will also point out that sometimes it's not even robotic. It's just you have learned with you have learned with preconceived notions the way that you're going to say those lines, and you can get to set, or you can get on stage, and then your scene partner, especially if you haven't rehearsed or run lines with your scene partners, and sometimes you do not get that as an option, you will have a preconceived notion of what you think is going to happen in the scene, and then you will not react truthfully to what is actually happening in the scene because you're so stuck on the way that you memorized it. And so that can absolutely get in the way. All that being said, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We self-tape all the time, and sometimes you get that script a couple of hours before it's due. If repetition is what you need to get it into your brain so you can get the self-tape done, get the self-tape done. But maybe try and use some of the script, and I will always say script analysis is going to be your best friend, and it's probably going to be the most beneficial to you if you do it correctly. But in a pinch, repetition is absolutely a legitimate way to learn your script and to learn your lines. Like I said, sometimes you just don't have time to do absolutely everything, to break down absolutely everything. So maybe if you're doing repetition, repeating those lines over and over and over, also in the back of your head, keep in mind, why am I saying what I'm saying? Because again, that will help you. Well, it will help it stick because you're going to have a reason for saying what you're saying. This is getting very repetitive. I am going to walk you through one of the apps that I use because sometimes osmosis, she works. I will sleep with this app playing, especially if I have a lot of lines and not a lot of time to learn them. So right now I'm going to go into the app and kind of show you what we're doing. Okay, here we are on my phone. Like I said, Wicked is my entire personality. But the app that I use is called Run Lines with Me. You're going to tap that. It's very easy to use. In the bottom right-hand corner, there will be a little plus sign. To make a new recording, click that. And then this is the screen that will come up, and you will hit record. Now you're just going to read your script. You're going to read all of the lines that are involved. When you get to your lines, that green box that has the comedy tragedy masks scrolling around it, you are going to tap that box and hold it down while you read your lines. And what it's going to do is it's going to record everything that you're reading. But when you hold that box down, it lets the app know that those are your lines. And then there are different ways to play back the audio so that you have different ways to memorize it. Once you are done, that screen will come up. You'll click keep it. You'll tap on the recording on that main page, and then you will give your recording a title, which will be at the top, as you just saw I did. At the bottom, you'll see there are different playback options where it'll just stop at the end of the recording. You can have the recording play on repeat, or if you're memorizing multiple scripts, you can go through and you can just go to the next thing that you need to record. And then there are different levels of playback. And yeah, it's really, really simple. And so this is what my playback sounds like. Sit down. No. Sit down, Olivia. I am busy. I have a job. I have people who count on me. I don't have time to come running at your beck and call like you're the only one who's important. Sitting down isn't happening, so what do you want? You. Goodbye, Mr. President. Oh, come on. You don't summon me, and you don't walk away from me. I'm done. I told you I was done. We're over. We're not over. We are not ever going to be over. I am never going to be over you. Your wife is at Blair House, and she is about to explode your political career. You will never get reelected. Your time as president will be over, and you're worried about getting your mistress back? How many times do I have to tell you that you are more than that? And it's as simple as that. I keep it on repeat, so it's going to stay repeating for me until I turn that off. But yes, it is truly that simple to use. Now, I will tell you, I do not record in any way, shape, or form the way I will act it. I try not to put any emotion, any emphasis, anything into it. I simply read the lines off. It was a little harder with this one because this is from Scandal, and I love Scandal. I recorded a page from a script, just as an example, but I know the episode so well. I got in my own head and when I was reading it, and it is what it is. But if you can, try not to read the lines with too much inflection. This is strictly just to get it into your head. So anyway, that is, like I said, one of the apps that I use to help me memorize when I don't have a scene partner to work with, or if I am wanting to kind of use repetition, but use it while I'm going to bed, for instance, or while I'm driving, while I'm in the shower, just to help me run my lines. It's pretty neat. There are some things I like about it, some things I don't. For instance, there are different speeds that it will play back to you while you are learning the lines. And the first sort of speed is it just plays back the lines. It just plays back you reading the entire script. That way you can say your lines along with the recording. And then there's a playback, which is the next level up in memorization, that plays the script. It will play your scene partner's lines, and then it will play just a blank space, and then it will play your line so that you can hear if you got your line correct. And it does that through the whole script, which is usually what I use after I'm fully off book, right? Because the next level up for memorization, which I don't like, is it takes the repetition of your line out. It leaves the blank space in, which is what I would like for it to do. So it'll read your scene partner's lines, and then it will give you space to say your lines back and forth until you get through the end of the script. However, it does this, but speeds up the playback. So it's not in normal time, it's in a sped up time. And then the only next thing is an even more sped up time. It's not reading it back to you at a normal pace. And so I trip over that. So I don't like that feature. I wish they had put a level in between that and the next level up of it reading your scene partner's lines, leaving a space for you to read your own lines, and then going back and forth as if you were reading with a scene partner. It's a minor thing. This app is very cheap. I do believe the first 10 recordings are free, and you can record up to 15 minutes at a time per recording. So if you're looking for something quick and easy to use, that is also, as of 2024, a very affordable app, I suggest it. But there are plenty of apps out there to use to help you get through. Anyway, those are my tips and tricks for learning your script. If you do have any questions or any recommendations for other apps that you might be able to use, please leave them down in the comments below. Another little bonus thing that you can do, if you are looking for a script reader, I used to be one of the readers on it. I haven't been on it in a while. I should probably get back on it. I actually did enjoy doing it. But there is a platform called We Audition, and there are actors that are literally available 24 hours a day to either help you shoot a taped audition and be your reader, but we'll also sit with you and go through and rehearse. And you book these actors for certain time periods. I think it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute, half an hour, and an hour. That could have changed. I also might just have that wrong, but you can. And some of the actors on the platform work for free or not for free. Let's be so honest. Please don't do that to them. They work for tips, but there are also actors on there that charge for their time as well. They should. So if you just simply are not great at memorizing on your own, there are always tools like this app or like We Audition, where you can have something or someone reading back to you. That is all the time that I have today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have made it to the end of the video, comment a W for Wicked with a pink and green heart emoji. That is all the time I have. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.
We're gonna try that intro one more time without something in my eyeball. Yes? We all love? We all love? Okay. One more again. There we go. Can you imagine if I had hit stop trying to check my framing and not recorded the whole video? I would lose my mind.
And soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. I hope you're happy. Get her! Bring me down. I hope you're happy. Be remembering that I am filming and I live in an apartment and it's not necessarily early, so I cannot belt my notes like this little musical theater girlie wants to.
less than a week, and I am not doing well. Do I like this framing? Girl, completely off task. I really need to hang this. I don't think they're stopping anytime soon, so we're just gonna record. Los Angeles. Love her.
Glad I recorded that entire section for my storage to fill up and turn everything off. I don't know what all recorded, so we're just gonna start over.